Welcome back to Doom 2016. Edgy just showed us his cursed Switch homepage thing.
Edgy showed us porn.
It's not that cursed.
Edgy showed us porn.
I did not show you porn.
You showed us a game
showed-
called
No, I showed
Hentai
you
Golf.
Literally.
Exactly, and what did you see in that game?
Golf.
Golf.
Exactly.
With
So,
I
AI
didn't show you
art
porn.
images of women.
Well, I mean,
I didn't show you porn. I showed you golf.
to be honest, half of the game is correct.
On the Praetor suit, it appears that I can
Exactly.
activate optional challenges that, when completed,
But
will
half of the
assist
game,
my character
anyway.
or soul at an
But like half of the
accelerated pace. I have added a tracking
half a title
function
being
to the
accurate
suit.
is may as well be no title accuracies whatsoever. Whatever the fuck I'm talking about.
Anyway, Mega, you did have something you
Look.
wanted to point out in this episode.
Yeah, I don't really do that much of the, I do the challenges as much as I want, as much as I can, but I'm not really incentivized to go for all of them, because they're, to be honest, a pain in the ass to fucking complete.
Yeah,
and they're
they
so
are.
specific. And they're so specific in how
Yeah.
how you're supposed to go about finishing them. I just don't bother.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, so it's kind of like gas stations. You don't need all of them. You just go for one of them or a couple of them
Yeah.
when it's convenient and all required.
I mean, that's what they're called, Edgy. They're called convenience stores, which a lot of them are in gas stations, but there are some that are like standalone, like Circle K and 7-Eleven.
Yeah, all I've got is like a Total Energies and a Shell or BP.
You actually have
I
Shell?
don't really have a lot of yeah.
Shit, I thought it was only a North American brand of gas.
Oh no.
I guess it's
No, Shell is international.
Okay. Well, they have a frickin' like monopoly on gasoline then.
All entrances not operational.
I wouldn't say that Shell has the monopoly, but I do know that Shell is quite one of the bigger ones
There's also
throughout the world.
fucking like Esso and Husky, but like those aren't really as big as Shell.
Yeah, I do think we have Esso as well, but I also recall one of the Essos changing to a different one, like a private one.
I believe
So maybe they were downscaling.
especially now. And what will be your final
Oh, okay.
This bitch.
Okay.
all the rumors, the human
Okay.
sacrifices. The hell-
Those of us in America, by ESSO, they also mean ExxonMobil.
My
ExxonMobil.
sisters and brothers be thankful.
Hmm.
You will
Ah.
be first. You will have a seat alongside
Oh, yeah, I-
just as I will in what
Exxon, that's a name I recall. I think I saw it in like a shitpost video.
starting now.
The crazy bitch right there.
Yeah.
Always known as like the
I-
main villain of this game, which is not that great.
I forgot about this, but do we fight Olivia in a way?
Doesn't she get,
I
like,
ca-
fused with a demon?
Especially now.
I can't remember. I can't remember. I've edited and recorded this like before I even beat the entire game because it's because the file the file size. I only have like so much storage in my PC to like store video. You know, a lot of it is just taken up by like a whole bunch of other things and like other
Yeah.
other sorts of documents.
I mean, I would say that I recognize that, but as we all know, I'm Mr. 20 terabyte hard drive, so I don't have the right to speak on this.
Just as I will on the new world.
Yeah, I'm using my one terabyte hard drive that's like on Windows. That is used to run
Wait, is
Windows.
it a hard drive or is it an SSD?
It's an SSD, not an actual hard drive.
Okay.
Not an actual hard drive, so don't worry.
Yeah. No, in this day and age, you do not want to be running Windows off of an of a hard drive. Like if you handle it correctly, it might be possible to do so, but you'll be waiting for so long, and like it's not recommended. Like I'm trying, aside from my 20 terabyte hard drive, I'm trying to keep all of the I love how these sprites are just,
I know, right?
Just that, sprites. But then there are
and then they
still the 3D demons.
And I was gonna say
from the regular game.
I was gonna say they use like this game's like enemies as like sprites for the classic Doom level portions of each level.
Yeah,
in this game.
I honestly like that. That's a really good touch.
And this is, as far as I'm concerned, this was the only one that I could ever like actually get, because the other ones are way too obtuse.
Yeah.
Location.
Yeah.
One thing I appreciate from this game, but also one thing I will criticize it for, is that a lot of secrets in this game, you do really have to go out of the way for. Like there are some that I've seen on videos where I was just like, in any other game, this would be considered out of bounds.
Yeah, like seriously.
Or they'd put like an invisible wall there.
Yeah, like seriously, like the amount of shit that you have to get for like 100% completion is so much of a pain in the ass that it's not even worth it. All it really is just bragging rights.
Yeah. But so to go back to what I was saying, basically, aside from my 20 terabyte hard drive, I am trying to keep hard drives out of my computer and into my NAS. And once I've got like 4 terabyte hard drives, my 20 terabyte hard drive goes with it, so I can put them together to have a somewhat secure and backed up 20 terabytes. So if one of the hard drive dies, I can still keep the data. That's basically what I'm hoping to do. And as far as the storage to my computer goes, I'm trying to do that all SSD. Like just the other day, I've actually purchased a second 990 Pro 2 terabyte.
Right.
To replace my old 860 QVO, which has been with me for 5 years. So it's a very good SSD, and the person who I'm giving it to, my friend, I hope she'll be enjoying it as well. Because right now she has a 1 terabyte hard drive, so I figured it would be a good kind of upgrade. This is the kind of friend that basically is my electronics recycling bin, if you will.
Right. Well, it's
because I'm not using it anymore, but that doesn't mean that it shouldn't be used anymore, right?
Yeah, because if you're not going to use it anymore, then it's like it's e-waste.
Yeah, and while there are places you can there are bins out there where you can put like your electronical devices and whatnot. These are not the most efficient way of getting the most out of your hardware. These, as far as I'm aware, pretty much try to extract all the materials, but they don't reinstall a phone. They just take the phone apart, and yeah, this is kind of waste in my opinion. So if you can, try and get the most out of your electronic devices. That's what I'm doing.
What I want to do is get like one of my old PCs that I used to use and turn that into a home server. Because that's
what I did.
Because that's a very common practice for like old computers.
Yeah.
I need to.
By the way, the chainsaw in this game is functioned really differently than in the other Doom games.
Yeah,
I love the direction that they used for the chainsaw.
Yeah, I've never used a chainsaw in the older game. I've never used it.
Because the chainsaw is more in the older games is more just
Stronger melee.
an extension of no. It's a stronger melee,
Yeah, that's what I said.
not
Stronger
a shorter
melee.
melee. I thought you said shorter melee, but that's the fist.
No, I said stronger. This, it's like they actually work it as an actual weapon.
Yeah, which is fantastic. Well, I love that.
Yellow security clearance required.
Also, I should have just pointed this out, like, at the beginning of this episode, and also last episode. Sorry for how this, like, choppy and visual glitchy that this is on how this is. I was going through, like, a bad, like, encoding problem. Like, I was like, rendering the gameplay footage in software mode accidentally when it should have been in hardware mode. Where it's much better. So that's my bad. So, yeah, I didn't know, and yeah, I didn't know what the button for crouch was, so I pressed
Good job.
Control.
C.
No, I pressed Control, thinking that it was crouch, but it wasn't. It was C.
Good job.
I hate that. I hate it. I hate that that's the button for crouch nowadays. But yeah, anyway, I think starting with like either episode 8 or like either 7 or 8 or something, the footage would be like a lot more smoother and a lot more like stable.
Denied. Yellow
But don't quote me on
security
Yeah,
don't
so-
quote me on that. I could be wrong though.
So, just as a brief explainer, when he said software encoding, that basically means that throughout the entirety of him recording this episode, his processor was like, "Oh my god, this is like, why are you doing this to me?"
But it should have been on
Yeah,
my
kinda
CPU.
what
I used to do that too. I think Spyro was done like that. Like I think of the
Well, Spyro was done on a capture card.
oh, true, but
Yeah.
the rendering
Yeah.
stuff.
systems cannot save load.
Yeah, how you rendered it on
Yeah.
OBS was in software, not on hardware.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it was.
Which-
Yeah, because I think it was after sometime after Spyro that Edgy actually showed me, hey, yeah, this is how the stuff can be sped up.
Yeah, so from now on, like after
Well,
this,
that was actually, I think that was Vegas you were talking about, not OBS.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, but it's kind of the same thing.
But that was editing, not
True.
recording.
So after this like playthrough that I'm doing, or let's play, or if you want to go old school, I'm gonna be like encoding all of my like footage into hardware from now on, because that seems like that's like the most stable for my setup anyway.
I mean, you've got the chip on your graphics card for that.
Yeah.
Might as well take advantage of it, right?
yeah. So I just didn't know better.
Yeah, yeah, and going back to
Yeah.
the topic from a little bit ago, or this episode, I need to get basically new RAM. Just get more RAM for my computer.
I need to upgrade my RAM from 16 to
have,
32 gigs.
Do you have 16 gigabytes right now?
I actually have no idea where I would need to look.
We'll talk.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about
Yeah,
it between
yeah,
recordings.
yeah.
I do want to look at a couple of other things from GU's system.
I think 32 gigs has become like the new standard for PCs.
Yeah.
As opposed to 16, because
Yeah.
16 has gotten like, because 16 is just so low nowadays that nothing can be like
I mean,
gotten so big.
I wouldn't consider it low. I haven't gotten to a point where I see games actually take advantage of more than 16 gigabytes of RAM. However, we have seen examples of stuff like Microsoft Flight Simulator taking up
and
or recommending 32 gigabytes of RAM.
and also,
Like when it comes to RAM, the more the better.
I mean, it's not just Flight Sim 2024. It's also Call of Duty Black Ops 6.
Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is a RAM hog?
Well, a lot of Activision titles are like RAM, like eaters. Let's be real. So why? So
Yeah.
it makes sense to like. If you didn't know that, it would be safe to it would be safe to assume that it would be the case for Black Ops 6.
Well, I don't play many Activision games. I don't like supporting companies that condone sexual harassment.
Yeah, me neither. So
But I am planning on, and this might actually surprise you. I'm planning on lowering my RAM on my computer.
Really?
huh?
Yeah. Basically, right now I've got 64
Eek.
gigabytes of RAM in my computer. However, this is DDR5. It's very basic DDR5, and I've been looking into the QVL, or the qualified vendor list of my motherboard, and I saw that the highest speed memory that my computer or my motherboard supports is a DDR5 7200 kit, and I'm considering getting 48 gigabytes of this higher speed memory instead. Because RAM is kind of weird. It's selective if RAM gets you more performance of your CPU.
Yeah. I mean,
But I've seen cases where it can absolutely benefit from it.
I mean, you could.
I just want to make sure that I actually get one from the QVL, because if you enable XMP, it kind of tends to have some problems every now and then, and it depends on the quality of your motherboard, the quality of your CPU, and the quality of your RAM.
I mean, you could have the same amount of RAM, just replace it with like a RAM that makes it faster.
Well, yeah, but if I want to go the highest speed memory, I do have to sacrifice a bit on the size. And to be honest,
Fair.
32 gigabytes is plenty. 64 gigabytes is more than plenty, and I feel like if I look between there, I think I'm going to be just fine with 48 gigabytes.
Fair enough.
I mean, what am I gonna do? Put like a bunch of RAM disks on there?
No, you need like
I've already got like...
you need like a professional, like industry grade motherboard to put in like 8 RAM sticks.
Yeah, you really do.
Because
No, I don't. I've got a motherboard that has like Sonic branding all over it. I'm gonna carry along this motherboard for as long as I can.
yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah. Unless there are GPUs unless PCIe Gen 6 comes out.
Nope. I'm keeping this motherboard for as long as I can.
All right, fair enough. And just turn that into a server at the end of the day, at the end of its life. Can't really blame you, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are definitely some problems out there that I have with this motherboard, but in all honesty, I could put my GPU in there, I could put my capture card in there, and it pretty much has all the features that I want. And once again, it has a bunch of Sonic branding all over it. So yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's good. The plasma rifle in this game is not as good as the one in classic Doom.
Yeah, plasma rifle in the classic game is
being
essentially just a high-powered pistol with rapid fire.
And also
This
it's like its bullets are its energy charges
are
are
super
like
huge.
are bigger in
Yeah.
the older games, whereas this one is just small as
It's
shit.
essentially just a plasma assault rifle.
That being said, I still use the plasma rifle in this game a lot.
Which weapon do you use the most?
I think it's a tie between like the shotgun, the super shotgun, and like a whole new weapon that we won't be able to see until like later on in this.
There's the
You know what
heavy
I'm talking
assault
about.
rifle.
The-
I've stuck
Not
I've stuck with the shotgun and the heavy assault rifle, mostly because I kind of prefer those types of weapons.
Yeah, I mean, with me, it's not even and. I just when I play this game, I stick with the shotgun with like the explosive rounds all day long.
I'm not really a big fan of the heavy assault rifle in this game. That being said, I use this more than the chain gun.
Oh, come on.
In this game. I know, right? I know, right? I don't know why I don't use the chain gun that much in this game. Something about it just doesn't really make it. Actually, you know what it is? I don't think it's because there's no hit scan in this game like in the old games.
Yeah.
Because the chain gun is like hit scan like overpowered. It's like overpowered with hit scan.
Yeah.
For those who don't know the definition of hit scan, it basically means that the moment you fire the gun, it immediately hits.
It immediately hits whenever an enemy is on screen.
There's no time it takes for the bullets to make its way to the enemy.
Yeah, if there's an enemy on screen and you fire it, it immediately kills it.
It's also something that I've had plenty of people screaming to their microphones because they didn't like me picking main Overwatch.
I mean, what I would do in Overwatch is if I was Mei, I would just freeze them and then just go hiya, and then just headshot them with the shot like an annoying bastard.
I've actually did that like so many times when I was playing Overwatch competitive.
Just annoy the fuck out of everyone.
Imagine playing Overwatch competitive.
I know.
Say what you want about Overwatch in its current state, but back in the day, I've had like so much fun with it, going into competitive lobbies and just annoying players so much.
Oh, I miss Overwatch.
There's a Reinhardt with a big ass shield coming through the gate. Well, block off the gate, walk right up to Reinhardt, and just freeze him as all your teammates direct their fire directly on them because there's nobody else to direct their fire to. And then when he's dead, take away the wall, and oops, the enemy team is all by themselves with no big Reinhardt to protect them.
With no big shield or hammer, dude.
Yeah. No, I loved playing Overwatch competitive back in the day.
I never even touched Overwatch competitive at its prime. I just stuck with quick play because I didn't want to.
Just played with very few friends.
I just wanted to play the game for fun.
Well, I mean, it was fun.
It was.
Some people just took it way too serious.
I never took. Yeah, well, thankfully, I never took it that seriously because I was playing in quick play. Oh fuck me! I miss Overwatch 1.
I would not be surprised if like some of my antics actually gotten people like suspended from using voice chat because of how much they were screaming into it.
Right.
I really miss Overwatch when it was new. Now it's shit, and I'm sad that it's shit.
Which is why they actually put like a classic mode in Overwatch 2.
Not a PvE mode.
If your game is so like lackluster that you need a classic mode to do it, to have your player base go up again, that just means that you're just desperate.
Okay, but like, just gonna ask this: should we like try out the classic mode one of these days?
I mean, is it free?
I'm not really. I don't.
Yeah, Overwatch 2 is free.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd rather.
Maybe.
I'd rather not, because it's fucking Blizzard, and I'm not touching anything Blizzard ever again because of all that shit that went down 3 years ago. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
It made me lose. It made me lose respect for the studio as a whole.
I mean, there's a lot of things that I never really liked about Blizzard, and I'll just be straight honest. The only reason why I've installed Battle.net on my computer back then was because of Overwatch.
Oh yeah, me too.
If it wasn't for that game, I never would have put like that piece of shit on my computer.
Oh yeah, me too. And you know what the worst thing about, and you know what like the funniest thing is? I bought like Overwatch Origins Edition physically.
Ooh.
At GameStop.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with, getting like the physical goodies.
Well, now I just have like a very like valuable paperweight in my collection,
Yeah.
which will never not be funny.
I mean, look, when it comes to PC stuff, it's a miracle when companies still do like physical editions. But I'll try to get them if I could. Thing is, when Overwatch came out, I was very anti-physical media. Because, like, while my laptop still had a disk drive, who the fuck uses a disk drive? All I did with it was play stuff like The Sims 3, and that was only because I didn't realize that I could redeem the keys. I thought they were used for, when you install the game.
And also,
But no, you could just put me into Origin and download the games that way.
and
It was kind of a golden age in my view, because whether you want to be digital or physical, you could do both.
well, nowadays it just feels like you either have no choice but to go like physical or digital. Actually, no. More people are just trying to go back to physical because of all the streaming bullshit that's going on right now.
Yeah, but unfortunately with PC, I don't want to say that we're like too far in. I kind of want to say that the one reason why physical at one point stopped, okay, in my headcanon, there's two reasons why physical never took off on PC. First off, Steam is just really convenient.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree with that.
Also
And
GOG
you
and Epic.
could well, that's kind of the problem, because there's more than one launcher, making it not as convenient as like an Xbox Live Marketplace or the PlayStation Store. But online downloads were pretty convenient. And the other reason is that Blu-ray drives were never sold well on PC.
I don't know what the fuck happened
And
there, but
it's kind of, are bullets able to reflect off shields?
yes. Well, they more so just absorb it, but like I got way too close to the shield at low health, and then they just pushed, just a simple push, and you're just like thrown into a million pieces.
Right. But anyway, to continue what I was talking about, yeah, Blu-ray drives were never sold well on PC. People just didn't care that much about it. I mean, at the beginning of the format, I'm not surprised if people didn't care about it at all, because DVD, that was revolutionary. With Blu-rays, you kind of have to convince people.
Blu-ray is more so like a higher res, like more storage version of DVD. It's like a high def DVD, but like HD DVD.
Yeah, but people didn't associate it with like with storage. People associated it
with movies.
With movies, and people just didn't watch that many movies on their computer apparently. And if they did, DVD was fine for them.
Yeah,
and
so that kind of got to a point where when games got bigger, they couldn't fit on a DVD. So what are you gonna do? Are you gonna put games out on Blu-ray on PC, or are you not? And
they didn't.
Well, that choice has been made,
and they didn't.
And well, nowadays there are some games that are still being released through physical means. There's only one I recall which is definitively physical, and that is a game called Brock the Investigator.
Oh, damn it,
it's an indie game. What?
This is the second playthrough in a row you brought up Brock.
It's a good fucking game, and it's really good that the creator of it stands behind his product to a point that he's willing to offer it through physical means.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just laughing at it. I'm just laughing at it.
Okay, well, it sounded like you were pissed off by that.
No.
Not gonna lie.
No.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure. that it was.
But yeah,
anyway.
the only time in the past 5 or so years I can recall actually installing a game through disk is Just Cause 4, and that wasn't even a full installation. The disk would only house like 4.7 gigabytes, or some between 4 and 6 gigabytes. You want to know how I had to install the rest?
With Steam, yeah.
Yeah. So, and the worst thing is, like, the portion that I installed through the disk wasn't even faster than downloading it on Steam, because my internet is just that goddamn fast.
If I recall correctly, there is a... Okay, by the way, I don't know what is going on here, but, like, this is the only time in the game... This is the only time during this, of the Argent cells, where it lags like crazy. But anyway, if I recall correctly, there was a game on Steam where you buy the game, you download it, but the audio files are missing. So... But actually, they aren't missing. They're just stuck in the file. So what you have to do is you navigate through the Steam directory on your PC, and then you find a folder called music, and then all the audio files are in there. But you have to burn an audio CD and put it into a CD drive.
What?
It's called Clans. This game that is called Clans, and it was on Steam, and yeah, they're just gonna put it out there and say, hey, you know what we can do? We can just burn an audio CD and put it into a CD drive because it wasn't programmed into the game for some fucking reason.
Oh, okay, that actually makes sense. I'm looking at the Steam page right now, and it's apparently a game from 1999.
Yeah, it's an old ass PC game from the 90s. Yeah.
It was quite common back in the day to have like the audio be
but yeah,
to only have audio play if the disc was inserted, just because they didn't want to install that much of the hard drive, because there was a time when hard drive space was not...
I understand.
Well, they didn't want to... There was a time when publishers didn't want to occupy too much of your hard drive space.
I understand that, but like this was released on Steam, where it should have been hardwired. It should have been like hardwired into the game without needing a CD. But I guess you do need it. But I suppose you do need a CD to even hear the music in the first place. So with that, you can theoretically put whatever fucking music you put onto that CD, to plug it in, and then you're just hearing the music that you put into the CD as the music in the game.
I mean, I do like fucking with audio files when it comes to games. Stuff like in the Shenmue collection on Steam and Fallout New Vegas, probably Fallout 3 as well. The launchers, they play like their respective theme, but if you go looking through the file, you can very easily pinpoint the music file and replace it with something else. So if you're feeling kind of shitposty, you can get it to play something like, I don't know, A New Venture or
I also like
BFG Division.
I also like fucking with audio files as well, because, well, they're just so like gung ho about what audio they like.
I love the little Funko Pop collectibles in this game.
I mean, they're not actually Funko Pops, but I know what you mean.
They're essentially the same thing.
Did they make Funko Pops of Doom?
Yeah.
Yep.
They make Funko Pops of a lot of like a lot of things. I say a lot of things.
That's kind of their thing. That's kind of their thing.
I say a lot of things because, well, they can't make Funko Pops of literally everything, because then we would have, you know what I mean,
nothing to make Funko Pops out of.
Exactly.
Also, it should be mentioned that as of this moment, Funko Fusion has 69% positive reviews on Steam.
Nice.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. And a Happy New Year.